Welcome to your English Voice episode 6, a free experience inside the world of Inglés con Victoria to help you sound as clear, confident, and fluent in English as you do in Spanish. Every week, I'll bring you short, potent trainings that will help you amplify your global presence and own your English voice. For those who don't know me, my name is Maria Victoria Perez. I'm a neuro language coach, teacher of English, and an accent specialist. And I'm also the founder of Inglés con Victoria. So, in this episode, we are going to continue with this concept that is so important, so key in your journey to mastering English, to use it in global professional settings, which is identity. Last week, we talked about awareness and activation. Today, we're going to go a bit deeper onto what this actually means and how it affects your progress. And also, I will share one of my techniques that I personally use with myself, but also with my students. So, in this episode, you will learn why confidence in English lives in your nervous system, not in your vocabulary, how your past experiences shaped the English identity you still operate from today, why the gap between who you are in Spanish and who you are in English destroys that confidence, the hidden professional cost of staying in an old English identity, and how identity really changes through small wins, not big jumps. And I'll share with you my techniques that you can implement today. One of my core messages in this video is self leadership, because change is not easy. But staying stuck is not easy either. So I have a lot of compassion. I went through the same thing. I don't want to repeat myself, but I do understand what it is like to feel stuck and frustrated, and also the courage that you and self-leadership that you need to have to go through this journey. So let's start with where your English identity actually lives and why you need identity work and also nervous system capacity work to be able to really break through that ceiling, that limit that you are experiencing right now. So most adults believe that confidence in English comes from knowing more English, how much grammar you know, vocabulary, phrasal verbs, and certificates. But confidence doesn't come from what you know. It comes from your experience and the meaning that you assigned to those experiences. And mind you, those experiences can be your own, can be a family member's experience, or it could be a cultural, collective experience or mindset that you have towards a certain thing, such as speaking English. So, one of those meanings is safety. How safe do you feel when you speak English? And this is key, because if you don't feel safe, your nervous system will try to protect you, because that's the main responsibility and function of the brain, is to keep you safe. So if you have a low self-concept of yourself, and on top of that, you are triggered because you are in a high stake situation in English in a professional setting, you will be triggered, and that will affect how clear you sound. It will affect your confidence, and it will also affect your cognitive capacities of your brain, whether you need to use them in English or in Spanish. It will affect both languages. So, I'm going to give you more examples and common experiences and meanings that people usually assign to speaking English. So, if you are associating English with fear, humiliation, being corrected, feeling slow or stupid, bad school memories, or even public mistakes, then your body will react automatically. It will want to protect you from that negative experience again. And it shows us freezing, self sabotage, not speaking up, not doing the right courses, affecting or interrupting your momentum as well. So that's why last week I told you that as an adult, you need a more comprehensive type of training, one that includes or blends neuroscience, coaching, and strategic language training, because you also need to work on that identity capacity. We need to expand it. And for the nervous system, we need to expand the capacity of what can hold the environments that you feel comfortable in and what you can hold as a consequence. So, your confidence will grow when your body learns that speaking English is safe. That's why one of the first catalysts for this transformation is going to be part of containers that give you the tools but also make you feel safe, because you want to be able to practice in a safe container to receive feedback, but also build that evidence that you need to reprogram and rewire your brain for safety. It's a process, but I promise you, people see a huge improvement in a matter of weeks. It is crazy how much more you can advance when you feel safe. When your brain feels safe, then your limbic system, which is the part of the brain right here, is not heightened, is not activated. Therefore, your prefrontal cortex has fluent access to your stored memories, to that knowledge that you worked so hard for. But here's the key: you need this part of the brain to be calm. That's why you need that nervous system regulation. The key training that will give you a different experience, I will help you to reformulate, rewrite the meaning that you're assigning to speaking English in global settings, is essential to build that new evidence that will rewire your brain for safety. Okay, now let's talk about the gap that happens between your Spanish identity and your English identity, which can also be very triggering to the brain, because in Spanish, you're established, you are sharp, you're confident, you're witty. But in English, you might be slow. You can't express yourself with confidence, or you don't have all the resources to speak in the same way as you speak in Spanish. You're more careful. You might be a lot more self conscious, and that gap creates a lot of emotional friction. And when emotions are high, that means the limbic system is heightened. Remember, intelligence is low. That friction creates a lot of frustration. Many times we become very impatient with our progress, and we choose to remain silent. And the sad part that over time, many professionals stop trying. They lose hope, but because they don't know this, they only study English from an old paradigm. And that paradigm only focuses on language knowledge. Now, that language knowledge is important, don't get me wrong, but you want to acquire that knowledge in a more strategic, more comprehensive, and also more challenging way that your brain can handle. Another thing is that your English for this context are also exposing other skills that need further development, such as assertiveness, clarity, emotional regulation, and leadership presence. So, if we go back to episode 1, where we talked about confidence as an achievement, this is what actually happened to you in Spanish. You are confident because you achieved confidence out of experience. And that gave you that identity as a confident professional. And that experience was also, or had also, the ups and downs. You failed, you got up again, you tried again, you built that resilience. And then you build experience, you have a lot of evidence, and you are practically on autopilot with a lot of your skills. So now that we talked about the gap between your Spanish identity and your English identity and how that is causing a lot of emotional friction, therefore making things even more complicated and difficult, let's talk about the cost of staying in the old English identity, because there is a cost for both decisions. If you choose to remain the same, not to do the work, there is a high cost that you're paying, which means staying the same, not seeing the needle moving, not seeing actual progress in your career. You might move sideways, but not upward. And that creates frustration, that creates stagnation, and you are leaving a lot of money on the table. Now, if you choose to upgrade your identity, there's also a cost. There is an investment that you have to make. You're investing money and time. You're also seeing things that you might not like at one point. You might need to do some healing in the process. But trust me, the payoff is so worth it. So the invitation here is to choose your heart. Both are hard, but I guess that staying stuck is even harder for my personality. I want you to be aware of the cost you're paying for not overcoming this. Now, let's move on to how we can change that identity. Now, many people think that identity change comes from big jumps, big moments, like a big promotion, a big breakthrough, and that without a doubt will create an identity upgrade. But here's the reality. This won't happen unless you have done a lot of inner work, identity work, skills development beforehand. So a big promotion, a change like this is only going to reinforce the new identity that you've been working towards. So one way to hack the brain so that we don't activate that defense mechanism is by creating small, sustainable changes throughout time. And these changes are repeated evidence for the brain. So little by little, you become to feel more and more confident. You start to feel safer and safer. And again, these changes need to happen first in a safe container. Because if you really do, maybe you have like a quantum jump, that can be very triggering and you will self sabotage or you will create a lot of stress. The way I experienced it myself, the way my students experience it, is by practicing first in a safe container with structured practice that takes into account your nervous system, your identity, how the brain learns best, and what your interests are, as well as the soft skills that you need to succeed in global settings. So remember that you can start doing this work in the English Mastery System. This is a mentorship where we go deep into behavior change, identity upgrades, and creating the right systems with the right practices and trainings to stimulate your brain to learn faster, feel more confident, and also feel safe in these scenarios. Yeah. So that's the mentorship that I highly recommend you sign up to, you join, and in the link below this video, you will be able to reach out to have more information about it. And if you have any questions, use that link to ask them. Before we finish, I'm going to give you a strategy that I use myself, but I also use with my students. And it is to reverse engineer your results, your identity. First of all, you can use your Spanish identity as an example. If you think about, okay, what experiences gave you a lot of confidence? What did you have to go through? What skills did you develop? Where did you study? Were you working with a coach, with a mentor to gain that level of expertise that later gave you that sense of confidence? So I want you to break down what made you achieve that confidence in Spanish, and then see, okay, how can I bring this to my English experience? How can I bring some of these experiences to my English skills, to my English identity? And yes, every time that you really do things that take you out of your comfort zone and that they are actually high stakes situations. So, yes, definitely we fear losing the job, and that is completely normal. That's why you want to also have the right companionship, which means mentors and coaches that will be able to walk with you through this process, giving you the tools and the strategies that you need to regulate your nervous system. But with this strategy of breaking down or reverse engineering the steps that you need to take is a great start to start intentionally creating the right actions that will lead to that outcome that you are aiming at. Also, you can think, okay, if the identity that I'm working towards is that identity of a successful global professional, what is his or her mindset? What are her habits? How does she think? Where does she study? Who does she study with? Where is she hanging out? You want to start to break down this personality, this identity. And that's how you're going to start to really create or take aligned action. And therefore, later on, at one point, you will become that person. And that's how then you are going to be at the level to attract all those opportunities. But it starts with you. It starts with your change, with your decision, with your initiative, with your leadership. And then all the rest will follow you. So I hope this session was really revealing for you, useful for you, and know that you can definitely master English as a second language, and you can create amazing opportunities for your career, for you, and for your family. So, again, if you want to go deeper in this work and have my help, join the English Mastery System. By now, the doors are going to be open. So, reach out, and remember that once the doors close for this cohort, I don't know when I'm going to be reopening them. Probably I will do eventually later on in the year, but why would you wait? Remember the cost that you're paying for not mastering this ability that is so life changing. So, having said that, check out the link below, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.